I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. Even though it may not always seem like it, there are many facets to life to be grateful for. Maybe it's a friendly face saying hello or someone giving you their spot in line. It can be big or small, and there's one day a year dedicated to showing appreciation for the people around you. World Gratitude Day had the seniors at Atria Park going grateful for our local veterans at the VA Medical Center.
There is a need for people to be grateful every day, and today we're making it a world event to be grateful. So finding reasons to be grateful and showing that gratuity to people. We prepared meals. We also have Andy Adamson doing some music for us, and really having conversation and being able to relate to each other and just having someone to talk to. Maybe some hugs.
Recognize their contributions and what they provided for us and continue to provide the freedom that we appreciate.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly with more news and information. On a related note, over 7% of all Americans have served in the U.S. military. That's a large portion of our population that has fought or continue to fight for our freedoms. And now we need to join the battle for their rights. Local congresspeople, along with veteran support groups, gathered at Washtenaw Community College to take action to help our veterans.
Tonight we came together, not as Republicans or Democrats, but in a nonpartisan way, to talk about issues that veterans are worried about, what's on their minds, their concerns.
It's basically to open a dialogue between the veteran community and the state legislators so that they have a really good understanding of what it is that our veterans are facing.
They deserve respect and dignity and for giving us the opportunity to have the freedom today as we do have.
When service members come home after their deployments, after different training and things like that, that they are set up with the things that they need to be successful. They have a roof over their head, they have food in their refrigerator to feed themselves and their families. And right now we're experiencing that that's not happening.
We need to take care of the men and women that have served this country. We need to make sure that they've got access to good, quality health care, that those who've served us know that we are a grateful nation. We need to make sure that we're taking care of their educational opportunities, that when you come back from having served your country, you can find a job, that you can find housing, and that as a community, we're supporting them.
The Ann Arbor Farmers Market is in full bloom. Learn all the tips for shopping locally from a market insider in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Willett. I'm the Ann Arbor Farmers Market Manager. We are here right now at the Carytown District neighborhood at the Ann Arbor Farmers Market. Ann Arbor Market has been around since 1919 and is over 98 years old. So I really encourage you to come out and visit us this summer. We are open year-round, Saturdays and Wednesdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Right now we have so much local produce that's fresh, local, and all of our vendors grow their own products. You can find vegetables here, but you can also find artisans, you can find bread, meat, cheese, crafts. Stop in our office and you can swipe your credit card to receive market bucks and market money to spend. Also, if you have an EBT or bridge card, we can give you market money to spend here with that, plus double your bucks for free with our Double Up Food Buck program. Come take a look. We have corn, heirloom tomatoes, things you won't be able to find in the store right now. It's so fresh. Visit us at a2gov.org/market.
On April 15th, 2013, tragedy struck during the Boston Marathon. A local artist was there to witness the bombing and since has created an entire series dedicated to peace, inspired by the heart-wrenching incident that took place that day. Joining me is Laila Kujala, here to fill us in on her inspirational art. Welcome to the show, Laila. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened that day when you were at the Boston Marathon?
Well, my daughter ran the marathon. That was her kind of dream come true. It was her first Boston Marathon. And we traveled there, and actually the night before was my birthday, and we celebrated that, and it was great. And then we were waiting at the finish line, not the finish line, but at the assigned areas for the family waiting. You know, they go by letters there, so we were waiting at the on the gate, and she wasn't coming, and we thought, well, maybe she didn't have a good marathon. And then we heard these 2 explosions, and we asked about them, and somebody said, there's some construction down the road, and we're waiting. And so I go just to investigate a little bit more, and so I separated from my husband, and then we found out there was a bombing. And my daughter, we couldn't, the telephones didn't work because everybody was making phone calls, so for a while we couldn't connect with each other at all. And then finally my husband got to my daughter, and she was okay. And we met at the hotel room, and you know, she was okay physically, but
She was shaken.
she was so shaken. She cried the whole night. We were all crying, crying just
I
to think
can
about
only
it,
imagine, yeah.
that event. And so it took a long time for all of us, you know, get over it. Probably it was first one my daughter, and my husband really took it hard.
Yeah.
And so I started painting these paintings, and they are they are not about running,
No.
running a piece. They are more towards the inner peace and inner joy, and spreading the peace that way from each person. And for example, I don't know if I can. This is the first piece that is. It is too much work for one little bird, and the bee star is kind of sadly looking down the earth, and you know, you guys have made a big mess out of it. And telling that we all have to help build bees, and not only bees, but for me, like the environment. So there is an earth where people can live in peace, the future generations. So that's what I'm kind of trying to tell with the first piece.
So this was the first one that
This
you
is the
created.
first one, and I gave it as a gift to my daughter.
Yeah.
Because that was, she liked it.
What made you think, you know, you obviously were inspired by the tragic event that took place that day, but what made you want to do the dove? Like, what attracted you to that?
I think it just symbolizes for me peace.
Yeah.
And I am really more to finding peace within yourself. You know, meditating, love and peace. My art is all about love, peace, and light. It kind of sounds silly, but you know, that's kind of what I want to express.
Yeah.
I want my art to be positive and uplifting.
And did you feel like before this happened, your art was kind of the same way?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did do. I have other piece stuff paintings that I had done before, and kind of meditative paintings, spiritual, you know.
So after this happened and you started this dove series, you had vowed that you were going to create 117. What was that number? What is the 117?
117 was the number from when Boston Marathon was first ran until the
2013 date.
Yes.
So 117 years of the Boston Marathon.
Yes, so one painting or piece of art for each
Yeah.
year.
So where are
I
we
am
at?
here now at 49.
Okay.
So
you
not
got a
too
ways
bad.
to go.
I have
Well,
ways to go.
We
but
were talking before the show. It has to be hard because you're so locked into this whole like the dove and like coming up with different subjects and
Right.
different things for the dove to be doing in your artwork. So I'm sure that takes like a lot of effort to even like come up
Yeah.
with the new idea.
Yeah,
for it.
it is. And you, even though when you paint, always new ideas just pop out in your head.
Yeah.
It is. Once you start painting, they come. Sometimes it's hard to get to it, but once you start painting, I don't know. at least in my head. Sometimes too many things come.
Okay, so when you create one of these paintings, you're not like really sketching it beforehand, or do you sketch?
I
and
do
then,
sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. These are pretty much, I have very clear image in my mind what they're going to look like. And
Yeah.
they pretty much look like what.
And then what do you use? Oil paint?
This is acrylic.
Acrylic, yeah.
Yeah.
And then is it like a layering? Like how do you? What's your
Yeah, some
painting
of them
process?
are. Yeah, it's pretty much layering mostly. They are little different styles. They're not all exactly the same style.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at your
produces
website, and I mean, they might all be in the same series, and you can tell they're in the same series,
Yeah,
but
they're
they
very
look
different.
very different from
Yeah.
each other. Yeah.
They do.
And
And
you're
I don't know,
also
it's-
creating. You have a necklace on right now.
Yeah, this I did before the Boston. So
So
that-
you
that
had
was-
an attraction to the dove before
Yes,
this
I
happened.
did.
Yeah.
And this actually, like, here is the dove, and here it says peace within oneself, in relationships, in communities, between nations, and in the world. So that's kind of what I'm trying to,
Yeah.
I mean, my little way promote.
What have people been pretty receptive to your peace-inspired artwork? Because it is a
Yeah.
tumultuous time right now. I mean,
Yeah,
2013,
it is.
the bombing in Boston was one thing, but I feel like even now more so,
There is,
there's so much divide in the world.
yes, and it's like there's so much that you kind of get numb almost, like
You don't want to hear
another
it
thing.
anymore.
Yeah, but I guess we can't forget that it's happening, and somehow we need to stop it.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost too crazy when you watch the news now. It's really.
Yeah, and any way to just spread that message of love is.
Yeah, I think
mean, any
everybody-
little thing you can
Yeah, that's my little.
do. Yeah.
At least trying not to create more
Yeah.
more problems. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Laila, for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you so much.
For more on this and other programming, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.